Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Ultrascan Diagnostics. The CBCT that you had requested, the area of interest is the lower right first molar region and the upper left first premolar, first molar, and third molar. This is the 3D rendering of the patient. Moving to the panoramic view, this is the first molar. It is root canal treated. There does not seem to be a crown restoration on top of the tooth. Moving to the transaxial view, in the transaxial view, we'll zoom in and show you. This is at 150 micrometers. We can clearly see that there is a periapical radiolucency. The obturation seems to be slightly extruding from the apex. The radiolucency is present. A very radio opaque Nair cord has been seen in the tooth as well, with minimal tooth structure can be seen coronally above the crest of the bone. There does seem to be a radiolucency associated with the buccal root, and the root canal seems to be under-obturated by approximately 2.9 millimeters. The radiolucency is causing dehiscence in the bone as well. We don't see any signs of cracks, but we do see a little bit of a radiolucency close to the furcation area. Moving to the axial view for this tooth, this is the axial view. This is the left side of the patient. Here you can clearly see that the root canal obturation is done. Moving towards the apex of the tooth, we don't see any signs of cracks. We don't see any radiolucencies in the middle root region, but we do see a radiolucency associated with the palatal region as well as with the buccal region that can be seen clearly here as well. Moving to the upper left first molar, in the upper left first molar we can see that the mesial root, the obturation seems to be fairly short, and there is a radiolucency communicating with the buccal cortical plate. The root canal structure seems, the tooth structure does not seem to be very supportive. We don't have any significant structure left in the tooth. In the root section, you can see, there we go, the palatal root also seems to be associated with a periapical radiolucency, and the distrobuccal root also has under-obturation and a periapical radiolucency present here. We don't have interradicular radiolucencies, but nonetheless the crown structure is not very significant. Moving to the upper left first molar region, in the upper left first molar region we see that there seems to be a restoration, and this tooth seems to be undergoing either a root canal treatment. This is the mesiobuccal. We don't see a MB2 in this tooth. We only have one canal. Here, the crown structure is not very significant in this tooth either, but we don't have any significant periapical radiolucency, just a slight periapical radiolucency in the mesiobuccal root. The palatal also has a radiolucency which is very closely associated with the cortical plate below the sinus. In the palatal and in the distrobuccal, we can also see that there is a radiolucency associated with distrobuccal canal. Also has the distrobuccal root also has just one single canal. If you look at the tooth from a axial view, this is the axial view. Moving towards down, we've got, this is where the cavity is. We've got the pulp chamber here, and moving further below apically, we see three significant canals: the mesiobuccal, the distrobuccal, and the palatal. And in the palatal, you can see that it is very close to the palatal cortical plate. And as we move down, we will see the radiolucencies associated. This is with the palatal one, and if we move on to the mesiobuccal and the distrobuccal, we can see that there is a radiolucency very closely associated here as well. We don't see any significant sinusitis in this tooth. Moving to the lower right first molar region. In the lower right first molar region, we've got, this is the lower right first molar region. This is edentulous ridge. We've got T2 bone, good cortical plates, and a very healthy cancellous section here. The crest of the bone measures 5.2 millimeters in width, and if we measure the length to the inferior alveolar nerve is approximately 17 millimeters. So if you have any further questions regarding this case, please feel free to reach to our team. If you want us to place a virtual implant, this is the lower right first molar region. We just slightly go there. So we've got good healthy bone. We don't have any significant buccal cortical defects. The bone quality seems very appropriate for implant placement. So if you want us to place a virtual implant, please let us know what brand of implant you're using, and we would be very happy to place a virtual implant that can be replicated inside the mouth as well. Thank you very much.